Hello, I'm Pastor Joe, and I want to welcome you to Impacts. Impacts is a video teaching series where I try to help nurture your faith in, your commitment to, and your relationship with Jesus Christ. You know, often it is really easy to get overwhelmed in life. That we can easily allow our circumstances and the things that we are going through to just weigh on us and occupy our minds and cause us to be filled with stress and anxiety. And often when that happens, we feel as if we're all alone. We feel as if there's no way out, there's nowhere to turn. Well, the truth is, nothing could be further from the truth. So today I want to share with you some good news that just might help you through some of the more difficult times of life. So come on, let's get started. You know, over the last several weeks, it just seems like we are being bombarded and surrounded by bad news and difficult events. There have been a couple of articles, a couple of stories of some airplane crashes in some other countries, airliners that have gone down. We've read about some earthquakes and other natural disasters. We're watching bombings going on in other countries and people and children being killed. As a nation, we were once again shocked as we watched unfold yet another mass shooting that happened to be at another high school. And then closer to home, we often go through difficult times, either in our lives or the lives of people close to us. Someone is diagnosed with cancer or some other disease. Someone is sick or going through an illness. Someone experiences a death in their family or someone close to them. And these things can be difficult in and of themselves, but then it just seems like many times they just continue to pile on one another. And if we're not careful, these circumstances can just be overwhelming, and they can just weigh in on us, and they can be difficult. Personally, when I hit times like this, I often feel alone, as if there's no one who understands what I'm going through, as if there's no one that can be of help, that there's no one who's there walking with me. But that's really not true. Particularly as Christians, that's not true. And so I want to share with you today, I think, 3 promises out of Scripture that we really need to cling to when we're going through these difficult times. You see, when we belong to Jesus, there are promises in here that are so important. The first one that keeps coming to my mind when we go in these difficult cycles and just bad news after bad news after bad news is found in the Gospel of Matthew, the 28th chapter. This is during the Great Commission. Before Jesus ascends, he gives the Great Commission to his disciples, where he's going to send them out into the world, which can be a scary thing. But this is what he says to them. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. You see, no matter where we go, we have a promise right here that Jesus is going to be with us. No matter what we experience, Jesus is right here with us. No matter where we are or what we face, we will not be alone. We have that promise from Jesus, and we need to lean on it and turn to it. The second promise I would draw our attention to comes from 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. It says, "Cast all of your anxiety on Him because He cares for you." Here is a great invitation that we all need to be aware of and take advantage of. It's to cast all of our cares, all of our anxiety, all of our problems, all of our stress, all of our worry on Jesus. We can carry it, but it's not going to do any good. It's going to allow sleepless nights. It's going to allow loss of appetite. It's going to affect our own health. But here we have that challenge and that promise to cast it all on Jesus, to turn it over, because He cares for us. He loves us, and He invites us to put it on Him, and He will carry it for us. And whenever I think of these 2 promises, I turn to a third one. that is found in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. We grow tired. I grow tired. We all do. We all feel overwhelmed. We all often feel as if we don't know where to go or where to turn, that our energy is drying up. But here we have that promise from Jesus that His grace is sufficient. In fact, I would argue it's not just sufficient, it's more than sufficient. His grace will carry us through when we feel overwhelmed. His grace will carry us through when we feel like giving up. His grace will carry us through when we're not sure how we're going to take another step. But we got to turn it over to Him. We need to turn to these promises and allow Jesus to walk with us. We need to put our hope and our trust in Him. My challenge to you this week is to remember these verses. Remember the verse from Matthew 28. Remember the verse from 1 Peter 5:7, and remember 2 Corinthians 12:9. And then work on and practice turning it over to Jesus. In prayer, say, Lord, here it is. And give it to Him and allow Him to take it. And then find comfort and peace in the promises that we've got, that these scriptures give us. That we're not alone. That He walks with us. That He calls us to give our cares and burdens to Him. And that His grace and His love is sufficient. Find strength from that and allow it to carry you through your most difficult times. Well, look, I do thank you for joining me for this week's Impact video. I hope that you'll join me next week for the next installment. I do encourage you, if you haven't already, to take some time to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you click, when you subscribe, if you click on the notification icon, then anytime I post a new video, you'll get alerted to that. I hope you'll also take the time to share this video with others. But until we get together again, I will continue to pray that God's blessings will be with you.